you wear, you can't keep it. She angrily pointed to the runway and scolded. Look, this is the wife I married. You tell yourself whether she can debut or not. If you listen to your family, the wedding will be peaceful. Do we need to lose a child and lose face? Don't be so angry. Right on my birthday. But such a funny thing happened. No reservations either. Tom looked at me sarcastically with hope. Everything before Kia was his fault. I'm back home now. Can you respect me and give it another chance? Even though SAO used to be, I really like this stubborn child. I stood motionless for a moment, not knowing how to respond. Aunt's words, like again, puts me back at the center of the farce 3 years ago. Once again under everyone's gaze. Instinctively I looked at the underground sacrifice line, hinting that he should help Chu to end this farce. But he didn't seem to see his wife's shame, but quietly looked at me. Ask quietly if you can forgive me. Chu burst into tears. I frowned slightly. Everyone's curious eyes turned to the sugar aunt and said, your aunt is very grateful that she invited you to her birthday. Also thanks to the help of the Tang family, which is favorable for the subsidiary. I have left a position for Duong missing in the company, but outside of work, there is no communication between the child and the road trip back to this country. The family has also arranged for some quite good candidates for the child. I'm just saying this. Our world, the so-called good, is just a subject of respect and decency. Since the day the emperor chose Bowl of Tu 3 years ago, he was completely excluded from this circle. No more luck with arranged marriage. The aunt's face was not good and she seemed unwilling, unconsciously wanting to convince more. Quietly, I know each other well, even though the past 3 years have been shallow, but it is still a descendant of the future Tang family. Is that enough right now? Uncle Tang appeared with his younger brother. A stern scolding immediately silenced the aunt. Final. This farce ended when the runway pulled the funny bowl away, and I didn't stay long. Not long after they left, I also found an excuse. Leave before going. The younger brother on the lower road is Tungbok Street. I'm sorry, my mother is a bit confused. He is 5 years younger than the lower road. Even though he's only 20 now, he's much more mature. Has the appearance of a self-reliant person. Before his apology, I smiled slightly and said sorry. Hopefully it will not affect project cooperation between the two companies. In our world, so-called sincerity has value. I have fired the lower road. The day he received the news, he specially stood at the company door to stop me. Why are you so excited looking at me with small eyes? I gently pursed my lips and told the secretary to go first. Then took him to a coffee shop near the company. Sit facing each other. He seemed to have calmed down and looked at me with regret. Laughed bitterly. Actually RA, now I realize RA. I was so naive before. Think love is everything, but ignore the most important things. Real life path, so I admire you very much. I calmly interrupted him. I mean it honestly. You dare to be fierce with your family because I'm funny. Give up all your courage and don't care. That consequence really bothers me. Surprisingly, he just forgot one thing. Raise your coffee cup. Because I let go of the past, so I can calmly say RA these words. I raised my eyes and spoke frankly. You have courage. Don't care about the consequences. But he doesn't have the ability to protect the person he loves. So in the end, his life became a mess. The landing road holds people. It seems like I've never seen you cold. Reason comes close to such indifference. I shrugged. That year he left me behind at the wedding, humiliating me. I admit, at that time, I really became the laughing stock of the whole world. So I have a reason to convince my father. With the support of his family, he went to study business in England. I am the daughter of the Zhang family, but not the only child of the family. Above there is you, below there is you. From childhood to adulthood, the family's resources have always favored them. In the thinking of the upper class, daughters are to be married off to strengthen family relationships. Enrich resources. Only sons are true heirs. From a young age I was drawn close to the Tang family. It's not because I like the low road, but because I know very well among the marriage options, his lower road is the best person. Compatible age. The best appearance is that the childhood and childhood sweethearts understand each other well. So under my initiative, at the age of 55, our parents were indeed engaged for us. If nothing happens after graduation, we will get married. He will become the ruler of the Tang family, and I will become the head of the Tang family. But something happened. The lower road loves to laugh. I advised him when he was recaptured after running away that love and marriage are two different things. If it were me, I would get married first, until you have enough strength to protect your love, then pursue love. I said. His face mixed with blue and white looked at me. It took a while for me to say something I didn't mind. I've lost my brother, and for the others, he's just the first choice. At that time, under pressure, I was forced to marry him. Actually, I also thought carefully. If you don't love me, then let's just be husband and wife on the outside for a few years. Waiting until the divorce will require him a large allowance. So it's not a loss. Unfortunately, he was too infatuated with love and wanted to be husband and wife. Normally it's funny to me, so I had to give up on him. But also thanks to his humiliation, I just had an excuse to go abroad in the name of healing. I speak frankly. I know very well that if I don't show it clearly, then the landing line is the only one I want. Parents for sure will quickly find me another date. Also thanks to his fierceness. Smiling, I pushed the coffee cup towards him. So to be honest, I don't hate you. On the contrary, I am really grateful to you. Thanks to him, I had the opportunity to establish my own company. Now I have more say in the marriage. The lower road accepts compensation when fired. Not long after, I heard my best friend say that he knelt in front of their house. Tang promised to completely cut off the relationship with me, and willing to work from the lowest position in the company. He knelt 3 days and 3 nights. It wasn't until he fainted that the uncle finally opened his mouth. Give him a probationary period of 3 months. However, his divorce did not go well. To laugh and laugh completely 0D divorce. She came to the company gate making noise and crying, screaming for a way home. In the end, he even took pills to commit suicide, had to call an ambulance to take her to the hospital. Tang family did not show up. The sugar uncle declared that this is an issue that must be resolved on its own, so he can't stop it. Tu's family members burst into the hospital laughing and beat him, demanding compensation for 3 years of youth for his daughter. After being discharged from the hospital, Tom Tu came to find me. She asked me to return the runway to her. I could only smile bitterly at Kotu. I and the lower road are just the old superior and subordinate relationship. The matter of your divorce has nothing to do with me. It's not like he came to the company to find her. After talking to her, he immediately came home and asked for a divorce. Ms. Zhang, you have so much talent. Why don't you let go of my husband? The two people's relationship has long ended. Otherwise, he wouldn't have married me that year. She teased, crying and screaming, causing trouble so much that everyone in the company was watching. I had no choice but to tell the bodyguard to chase her away. She teased me and the epidemic had ended a long time ago. So instead of messing with me here, please go back. But worry about your man. When she was dragged out, my best friend just came looking for me. Seeing that scene, she couldn't help but lean closer and ask about it. What's going on? I glared in frustration, said he encountered someone with paranoia. I think this will end here, but I didn't expect that just a few days later I would experience cyber violence. She humorously posted the divorce story online and led public opinion. She makes everyone believe that the path to divorce is entirely my fault. The Lord and I have been husband and wife for 3 years, but when his ex-girlfriend returned home, he immediately abandoned everything to ask for a divorce. It was clear that we loved each other very much that year. He was willing to give up his status as a rich boy for me, but now he doesn't need me anymore. In the video, she tearfully recounted her sadness. Also presented so-called audio recording evidence, me and the landing line. So instead of messing with me here, please go back and take care of your man. As a result, I became the public enemy of all women online. The wealthy prince abandoned his wife Chao Kang, only to return to the Lotus. In the old days, among the rich, there was no real love. There is only exploitation. Such titles quickly attached to me and the landing line. In just a few short days, seeing new company orders constantly being cancelled, I pondered for a moment, then asked my secretary to call me, tease me, give her a chance to clarify everything for herself. As soon as the phone connected, I went straight to the point. But she replied warily, don't think I don't know. You called me here to set a trap to whitewash yourself. I will never let you achieve your goal. It was you who seduced my husband, causing him to ask for a divorce. She is already rich. Why does she still have to cling to her life and not let go? If it weren't for her return, he already wants to live peacefully with me. It turns out it's useless for RA to reason with people who don't have reason. I just calmly responded very well. Chu completely did not know how strong is the tycoon's ability to handle crises. After just one night, all unfavorable information for me disappeared without a trace. Instead, there are news about the past. She knows the way to the end, has a fiancé but still goes on a date night with him. More important, I still have the evidence. Video and audio recording of the time she came to find me. These evidences have just been posted. Public opinion immediately reversed. My scoldings all turned into sympathy. The young lady of the Zhang family is talented and beautiful. Offended AI and was robbed by someone else. The fiancé is now being falsely accused. It's really too much.